Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, just recently, former En Vogue member Dawn Robinson hit the internet to reveal that she has been homeless for the past 3 years or so and living in her car. And what we're going to do is I'm going to allow the video to play pretty much in its entirety. It's a couple of minutes long, a couple of slides. And I want y'all to listen very carefully about what she is saying. I'm not sure if I want to stop it in the middle. I think I just want you guys to hear it. This might not be a bunch of slides. But in any case.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA. So I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. Do we have? And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable, because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there. And so I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who has to live here. This is my remote for my phone. You can push play and pause and all that stuff. So that's why I'm holding this. Anyway, and it's way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I could do that. I could do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games, and I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to make this easier on you, because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. Like, no, his apartment was $1,700 a month, and then my hotel was over $3,000. Yeah, way too much. And no, I'm not doing this. I can't. So, and I was always stressed every week because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel, and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem? Sometimes I think, you guys, people want to trap you and keep you in a situation where you're vulnerable and depending on them. And I wasn't the one. So yeah, I got out of there. So So there's two people that I have in my life that are keeping me going, but I'm proud of me. And I'd rather be on my own right now and see my family when it's time, and when things change, hopefully they come to terms with what they did. You know, my sister, we don't talk, but I helped her so much when I first got in Vogue and through my career. And now no one is anywhere to be found. And that's okay. I know how I treated everybody in my life. They're the ones who have to live with how they treated me. So I feel for them, but I can't tell them how to behave. They're grown. You guys, for the past,
It's something going on here that's not adding up to me. And I don't claim to be, like I've said this many times, I'm not a celebrity life follower. So I don't know the details and the different things throughout the years that have gone on with the various members of En Vogue after they broke up and fell out. And I know it was a lot of falling out that they did and all of these things. Um, Something's not right here. And first of all, let's talk about the money issue. Now, I'm not one of these people that think that money is endless. There are a lot of people who go into entertainment. They make money for a while, and after their careers are over, for one reason or another, they may not necessarily maintain that wealth. And that could be for any number of reasons. We know that the music industry is notorious for various different record deals, and you may think that the entertainers are making a certain amount of money and that they're not making. So I don't know about what record deals they may have had, whether or not those record deals were bad for them and they didn't really get paid much money once the dust was settled, or whether or not the money that was gotten was mismanaged. Could be a combination of things. I'm not really sure. But the things that don't add up to me just in this video, if we're going to even just take this at its face value, I heard a lot of non-accountability here. I heard a lot of how certain things were other people's faults. And I'm not saying other people can't do nothing to you, or things can't happen to you, or things aren't fair, because it's a lot of times in life, whether you were a celebrity at one point or not, it's a lot of times in life, a lot of people have experienced when I was up, you know, everybody was around, and, I didn't act funny with people, but when I got down, now I can't call a friend. Okay. Um, just like that old Sam Cooke song, nobody wants you when you're down and out. And that's true, whether you were good to them at one point or not, right? However, with all of that being said, first she said, when the situation first became dire and she needed to move to her parents' house in Vegas, she said it was good until it wasn't. Her mother became angry, and she's trying to convince us that she doesn't know where her mother anger come from. She would have done better just saying she'd rather not talk about that. But don't gaslight us into thinking that you don't know what's going on with your mom. She could be mad at you for any number of reasons, right? And everything that I'm saying here, when we get into reasoning in detail, is speculative, right? Because I don't know, I wasn't there. But could it be that she knows her daughter? Because she didn't turn you down. She let you come stay. How long did you stay? What were you doing or not doing during that time to make her ticked off at you to the point where you couldn't coexist in that house with her? Then a person that you said was a co-manager of yours, a man, convinces you to come back to LA, high LA, expensive LA, when you don't have any money. And he puts you up in a hotel rather than let you stay with him. Okay. He may not have had space or room. That's fine. But he didn't leave you to just, rot in the street. He's still trying to look out. So he puts you in a hotel, which ultimately per month costs more than his rent. And if he's your co-manager, I can't imagine that he's making a lot of money because you don't have any money, right? Managers make money off of the money that of the talent that they manage, which is why it's in the manager's best interest to help you book work and find work so that they can get their percentage as your manager. So what you failed to tell us is what you were trying to do in terms of work, whether it was in entertainment or not. You know, were you Ubering? Were you, and I know that Ubering and stuff is not, it's not glamorous. It's a grind. I drove Uber before. It is a grind. You gotta get up early. You gotta drive for hours in order to make a decent living. But the Ubering actually could have helped you make the weekly payments for the hotel. And are we talking about one of them hotels like I call them kitchen inns, like extended stays, and hotels that have a little kitchenette in them? You know, it's like a little apartment, like a little studio apartment, more so than a hotel, where you can kind of cook and you can kind of, it's almost like temporary living. So he's paying that for you, and you're on here trying to tell us that he wasn't approving certain apartments because he was just acting funny with you, like he was trying to control you, and he didn't like this apartment and he didn't like that apartment. Yet he's the one that's got a sign for this apartment. Remember, you don't have any money. So any apartment, he's got a sign for it, which means his credit is on the line. He's got to show, his proof of income and things of that nature, and you're on the lease. This is not an apartment he's benefiting from, right? So you end that however you end that. I guess you just decide that you're going to be in the car in order to not have him basically in a position of, I don't want to say authority, but when people pay for your life, when people pay for the essentials of your life, sometimes that dynamic it don't gotta be good necessarily, especially if they're not a person that necessarily signed up. This is 8 months. This is almost a year of paying for somebody else's expenses. You're not his woman. You're not his wife. You're not, it doesn't sound romantic at all. So you got this man coming up out of his pocket, and he's kind of telling you that this is a strain. This is a financial strain for him to do. Meanwhile, you never said anything about what kind of odd jobs you might have been working, or at any point in the interim where you found the job or you found something to do. Dawn has a beautiful voice. If she still wanted to sing, she may not be able to hit no big stage no more, right? But you got a phone and you got online to make this content. You could have got online and sung. You could have got a TikTok account and sung songs, and people would have tuned in and listened to Dawn Robinson sing cover songs, talk a little bit about, her. You have a little bit of a name. Use it. Use it. The content would have been the easiest thing. People make content out of their cars every day, B. And nobody would have had to know that you were living in it. You could have been making content in the hotel room that you were in. Something tells me you think you're too good for certain things because there was a point in your life where you lived well, where you had money. And sometimes when you have that, it's difficult to come back down. And I get that part. No one wants to move backwards, or what they consider to be backwards. No one wants to have money at one point and then come back to poverty. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. But at the same time, what is it going to, because En Vogue don't mess with you. You got a name in the industry and ain't nobody offered you no job. Now, recently, her ex-husband came through to announce or to say that he wouldn't mind hiring her, because I think he owns like some hotel chains or something like that. He wouldn't mind hiring her. Who knows whether or not she gonna take up on that. The way you could have went to Tyler Perry, you can sing. Go on some of them plays with him. You could have started to be acting. They hire anybody. Bit role. You was, somebody came in and you was the one singing in the jazz lounge when they came through. Anything. Voiceover work. Nobody mess with you. You could have been doing background vocals for somebody. Do you still have your voice? That's been your money maker since you was young. Go back over there. You ain't got to be in the spotlight. Don't nobody even got to know Don Robinson is doing this. Why don't nobody mess with you? The rest of the En Vogue members, they, where are they? Your mom got mad at you. This is telling. And she's got what appears to be a softer personality. But the thing about that is, I'm not fooled by that. Because I have met plenty of people in my life, plenty of soft-spoken women in my life, but they was insufferable when you get around them. And the thing that make them insufferable is that they be hard-headed. See, Dawn seemed like she hard-headed. Like you will tell her something and she'll nod and then she'll do what she want to do. And then you be trying to like, come on. And the reason you keep working with her for as long as you do is because she's not rambunctious. She don't seem like the type to cuss you out and get real mean. So you be trying to help her out because she got this little soft thing going. And, she's not one of them real abrasive type of people. It does not appear to be. Because she was with En Vogue, but then she was with Lucy Pearl for a while. Remember? It was her, Raphael Sadiq, and Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. And they made that little song, you wanna dance tonight, I wanna, that song. That was kind of my jam. Right? So you can't tell me there was no work. Even if you didn't want to do anything in the industry, in the entertainment or singing, there's work. There's work. And you may not want that work. But you got to do it. And I don't know why you in LA. LA high. LA high when you up. You're going to go to be homeless in LA. Although I would not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go somewhere cold, because if you're going to be homeless, you might as well be warm. But come on. And since you in LA, that's where the contacts is at. The way I would have went to try to contact Tyler Perry and told him I wanted to sing in some of them plays he got. I don't know. Not really adding up. It seemed like you got people that's willing to help you, that's willing to go to bat for you, because that's going to bat for you. Paying for your living for 8-9 months, that's going to bat for you. And you claim you was worried about whether or not he was financially capable of doing it, but what you never said was how you was trying to alleviate the financial concern and the financial burden away from him and take it over. Like that was the part of the story that was missing. And I hate to be the one, that, because this is, for me, this isn't even about whether or not she could have got a man. This is beyond whether or not she could have got a man. In my eyes, this speaks more to her core character. I wonder what you turned down. Which thing was you too good to do? Right? Because I admit, even in a dire situation, it might be some things I can't do. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I'm in a dire situation, even if I gotta live in my car, like I can't sell coochie, like I can't do it. You see what I'm saying? I'm still too good for it. Homeless, I'm too good for that. You understand? Even homeless living in my car, if push ever came to shove, I'm still too good to sell coochie. I can't do it. So I can think of a couple of things that even homeless I'm not gonna do. You know, I have to take my lumps then. If I gotta be homeless, then I gotta be homeless. Like I said, I'd rather drive Uber all night. I'm in my car anyway. Might as well make money. Because $100 a day beats $0 a day. You can build something up with that. Drive Uber till you make $300 a day. You might be able to get you a little hotel room a couple of nights a week so you can rest in a bed, take a shower, get your hygiene, get yourself together, hit it again. And it'll be a hard grind. I'm not saying that like it's easy. I'm just saying there is a grind to be had. If, like I said, if nothing more than content creation, you Don Robinson. You better use that old En Vogue clout. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.